they are not even responding. It's so weird.
The meeting live streaming is started. Rajeshwari ma'am, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, my dear Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Dr. Rajeshwari Rappata, and I am the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all for this 205th meeting of our Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. Cheers to our DTM Gayatri Ravindran ma'am, our today's keynote speaker. And we are all eager to know about the topic on BT, AT, and OT. I mean, opportunity. Claps for her, all of you. So as we have certain ground rules for this meeting. So the 3 ground rules which we follow in our Toastmasters meeting. As Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So please refrain from discussing these topics. Put yourself on mute if you're not speaking. Please turn off your video if you're stepping out of the meeting or moving around in the meeting. Now coming to the goals of our Toastmasters Club. We have a mission. The vision of Toastmasters is to be the first choice provider of dynamic, high-value, experiential communications and leadership skills development. I announce this meeting as open and hand over the platform to our dynamic president, Toastmaster Swarnalata.
Thank you very much, Sergeant and Armed Toastmaster Rajeshwari Rappata. It is always a delight to hear you telling my name. Thank you very much. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear esteemed guests. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all for 205 meeting of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. With the power and authority vested with me, Toastmaster Swarnalata, the presiding officer and the president of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club, declare the meeting open. The meeting is in order. So, since this is a very big milestone meeting for our club, since we are hosting the first time the open house, it gives me immense delight to welcome each one of you. I know we are having many guests, so I will be taking the guest introduction little later since we have lost many members. And today when I was just contemplating, yeah, this is an open house, what should I be talking to the people? And then something triggered me. When was the first time I heard the word Toastmaster? So when I was very young. So please don't calculate my age, I'm still young. What I meant is when I was first joined my office, one of my colleagues told me, hey, I am going for a Toastmasters meeting. Would you join? And my first reaction was, are you going to make a toast in a Toastmasters meeting? So that was just the first thing I really thought about it. So I would like, with a little raise of hand with the people here, how many of you guests can actually identify this? You just joined this meeting because someone has given you an invitation. Some of your friends said that you will definitely like this, join. I completely empathize with you people, but please hold on. We will deliver everything. We will answer what, why, how, who, everything to you. So before I start, we all know that words have magic, isn't it? So now I'm going to give you, you all can use the chat liberally. I'm going to give you one word and I want all of you to think the first thing that comes into your mind, okay? The word is basement. Basement. Keep the chat box ringing. You can type anything that comes to your mind, what you feel resonates with you. Basement. You can just chat. Okay, Mercedes, wow. Depth, okay? Okay. Parking, yeah, Umara has come with parking place, game room, wow. Now let me tell you the little magic of this word basement. Whenever we talk about basement, people always think about the spider cops, a dirty place. But do you know, history is testimonial that basement is a place of origin of a great organization. Think about Microsoft, think about Google, think about Amazon's. They all have started from the basement. Then how come a great organization for communication and leadership stay back? Yes, it was in 1924 when Ralph C. Medley, who is the founder of Toastmasters Club, started the Toastmaster Club in the basement of YMC Club. Now let me go a little deeper about who is he. He was an education president who was helping the youth, Christian youth members to progress in their life after he finished college. So when he was doing this, he found out that these members need training on art of public speaking and how to be the presiding officer, how to anchor different leadership roles. That is when he decided we will have a social club, okay, where people will come in an informal way, where they will practice their public speaking art. So in 1900s, the word Toastmaster means a person who will propose a toast and introduce the speaker in a banquet. So with this, he coined the name as Toastmasters so that people feel it is a social club where they can come and practice their public speaking skill. So slowly, Medley started making different training programs and started training the youth. The magic and the word of mouth spread in such a way that many people in the community started noticing this. They came to Smedley and started asking, can you help us? Can you give us a permission to have the speaking class? That is when he designed his famous 15 project manual project for training the Toastmasters in both communication and leadership skills. That is how it became a federation, and finally it became Toastmasters International when there were many speaking clubs that were coming up in and around Canada, Great Britain, New Zealand, and finally Toastmasters was established. Now, the training has to be precise in a very good resourceful form. So there was a lot of research that is being continuously put in to make you a great speaker. So Smedley always thought about 4 qualities that he wants people to develop. First, skill in listening, giving feedback, decision making, and delegation. And all of us like bonus, isn't it? So the bonus is mentoring. And now you might ask me, okay, I understood who is Toastmaster, how was Toastmasters, everything is done. But can you tell me, is your Toastmaster successful? Does it have the thing that to take it from good to great? How long it has been done? How great it is? What is your magical ingredient? Isn't it? I would like to tell you, when we are pondering on this question, Toastmasters is celebrating 98th year of its anniversary. We are just 2 years behind our centurion celebration. So this itself is a testimony of the club, of the community that we are going to be part of it. And then I thought, magical ingredient should be there, isn't it? We all know that a food recipe becomes very delicious only when we have a lot of recipes, isn't it? So yes, we in Toastmasters have 3 P's. Do you want to know it? The P is, first is passion. It was a passion that drove Ralph C. Smedley to establish this organization to achieve the goals. It is a passion of the Toastmaster who comes every week into the meeting to improve and learn. And third is practice. The spirit of Toastmasters is always found in a member who continues to grow. It takes time and practice to establish a skill or have habit. So, and the club gives a non-judgmental, positive, and an encouraging environment for you to go there to practice your communication speech. And third is persistence. We all know that no grade can be achieved in short span of money, in short span of time. So here I recommend all of you to light your passion, embrace your desire to practice, and continue on the road of persistence. Now, all that is said and done and everything done. Now you have one question. Okay, ma'am, I got everything. But is this going to be only theory? We all believe that I hear, I forget. I see, I remember. I do, I am expert in it. How about it? So today, the crux of open meeting is, now I will be taking you through a small detail of what is Toastmasters, how it is in a very theoretical form. And then, don't you want to hear a testimony? Yes, right. So we have a very eligible candidate who's going to come and tell you what has been her Toastmasters journey. And then we are going to show you, that is, we are going to have a demo meeting of the Toastmasters. It is, please stay with us. It's just a 40 minutes where we are going to show how a Toastmasters meeting, regular Toastmaster meeting is going to happen. After all this, I know we all are curious to know many things. So I know you have a question. We will be having a panel at the end of the meeting where you can ask any questions. All questions are welcome. All kind of questions will be answered. So this is, in short, the open meeting. I hope I have clarified few. So before I proceed for further, let me just show you a small, one second. Let me just show you a small video which gives the essence of Toastmasters meeting. Just 1 minute. Are you able to hear the volume? Is the volume shared?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
It's not coming. Volume is not coming.
The volume is not up though. You can see the
Volume-
video, but volume is not. We can't
Volume
hear
is
it.
not. Okay. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, share the computer sound.
Yes.
Toastmasters International is a nonprofit organization that has helped millions around the globe build confidence with public speaking. Since 1924, our Learn by Doing program will give you improved communication, public speaking, and leadership skills, all while building confidence for your next big presentation, whether it's in person or online. From those looking to change the world to those just looking to give a boost to their career, we know how to help. Build confidence in you. Visit toastmasters.org/find to connect with one of our over 16,000 clubs, meeting online or in person.
Okay. I have one more presentation that I'm sharing. It has all the details of what I have already presented. So I'm going to just take it.
I've been feeling low.
Just give me a minute. So I'm not going to go through the entire presentation here. This presentation will be shared with all the guests who have come. It is just, I'm going to just go through some essence that I felt should be shared with you all people. So of course, this is an open house. Why we have to join Speak Magic Toastmasters Club will also be explained here. So our first essence is a Toastmasters is a non-profit educational organization that empowers people to become a more effective communicator and leaders. We have around 3,64,000 members in more than 16,200 clubs across 145 countries. Of course, we provide an effective, dynamic, high-value, experimental communication and leadership skill development. Now you might say, okay, you're talking that communication is developed. We come to a Toastmasters clubs and, deliver a speech. How about leadership skills? It's a testimony that a club can never or function without its ESCOM members, without its leaders. So every member who joins a Toastmaster club gets an opportunity to take up various leadership roles. This is not restricted only to the club, but you can go to the area, district, division, and even an international president of Toastmasters club is a person who has started just like you or me as a member of the Toastmasters club. And the leadership value that you gain when you start controlling this 3,24,000 members, it's not controlling, I'm sorry, it's managing them and how the clubs operate. And then you can guess for yourself the leadership quality that you could develop for yourself. And what are some of the benefits? Improved public speaking skill, building leadership skill, practicing writing your speech, whether you want to present it in your office environment or in your social gatherings, gaining a competitive advantage in your workplace, working on networking. Since we all, get together every week, we become a family, and you can get kind of networking, help each other in growing in the journey of life, build self-confidence, unlimited personal growth, and maximize your potential. And how about a Toastmasters? It's a hands-on experiment. Every week you come here, you take up your speech, you either give your speech or you can be an evaluator where it's the feedbacks are given. I will talk about it in later. Opportunity to lead every meeting, become the president, become the VP education, and start leading your club. So the club mission, Toastmasters, every club has a mission. Our mission is we provide a supportive, positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication, leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. This is not just in the club, it spills in every area of your life, and that's how things happen. And how do we do that? Just like our education system, Toastmasters have 11 pathways. So in each pathway has a certain objectives based on your requirement at different stages of your life. You can take each path. So I'm not going to go into very detail of what is the path, but here are the 5 core competencies that a Toastmaster actually focuses on: public speaking, intrapersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. So you have, the 11 parts that is seen on the right hand side: dynamic leadership, effective coaching. So based on your requirement, like I wanted to be a coach, so I took, effective coaching as my pathway. So if your pathway is persuasion, if you are into sales, you can choose the pathway of persuasion. And the time you join the Toastmaster meeting, one pathway is given in free with the amount of fees you pay. So you can complete the pathway. If you want, you can start multiple pathways. It's all allowed in Toastmasters. And if you wonder what is the limit, there are many Toastmasters who have completed all the 11 pathways and again doing it again. But in Toastmasters, we have something called as Distinguished Toastmasters, which is considered to be the PhD of public speaking. So we are proud to say that our club has 5 Distinguished Toastmasters. So you can also proceed in the same path. And then here is the crux of Toastmasters. We all like to develop ourselves, but then how about some person giving you a personal feedback? How did you do? Now, in this meeting, I am talking, but then I would have my mentor telling me that, you did this good in this way. You could have improved here. Here is your shortfall. Work on it. That is what Toastmasters evaluation process. You can see that in each of your speech, you will be evaluated for how is your vocal variety, how was your eye contact, were you able to inspire the audience, were you able to connect. Based on the score to 1 to 5, we will be giving rating. There is the aim of this evaluation is to empower you and let you know where are your weakness and where you have to work out. So that is the purpose of the evaluation, which will be done for everyone in a friendly manner. And if you think that's all, it's not this. We have Toastmaster matches, we have different speech contests, international convention, district conference, and if you are aware of world champion of public speaking, they are people who. And you can see the testimony of Toastmasters is take any leading motivational speaker. anyone is there in a Toastmasters who have reached to that stage. So it talks for that itself. And how do you join? We have a membership fees of $20 for a new member. It is a lifelong membership. Whether you want to have a break for a few years, you can again rejoin. No membership, no registration charge will be charged. After that, it will be $45 for every 6 months. And if you want to join Stick Magic Toastmasters Club, here is our Vice President membership, Toastmaster Vikas Guleria. His numbers are on display. You can contact him, who will be explaining the process of learning. You can also reach out to me. I have given my number. So with this, I hope I have given some theoretical knowledge. And now let's move ahead and let's get some experienced Toastmaster to speak for herself. So I'm going to call today's keynote speaker, who is personally a mentor for me and also my 3 a.m. What I mean by 3 a.m. is I can go to her any stupid questions, any nonsense question and ask her, and I would give her a reply that this is that. She is a seasoned Toastmaster who joined Toastmasters in 2016, achieved her DTMship in 2019. She is a teacher, trainer, a person who is in education sector for more than 32 years, and someone who dares to speak her. So without further ado, I would like to call upon Toastmaster DTM Gayatri Ravindran on stage to share her experience of Toastmasters. I would like all of you to give a virtual applause for Toastmaster Gayatri Ravindran.
Good evening, everyone. Toastmasters Swarnalata, thank you so much for your lovely words. I'm very happy to be here. Is there an echo?
Yes, ma'am. There is echo. There is echo.
Actually, Toastmaster Vijay Kumar is not mute.
Just others can be on mute. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's the disturbance.
I'll mute him. I'll mute him. I have muted.
Thank you once. Oh, that's very nice. When there is silence, when there is no disturbance, that's perhaps the biggest thing where the mind begins to touch, starts churning. Lots of ideas come out. Thank you, Toastmasters Swarnalata, for this opportunity to be able to share my experiences. This is a keynote address, but this is my experience. Well, as you can see, I started talking, folks. Therefore, by default, I'm a teacher. A teacher does not need any subject to start talking. Give us the platform, we will do the rest. And until 2016, well, even now, to be technically honest, until 2016, that was exactly how I was. I'm not going to start talking about my journey at this moment. I'm going to go before I joined this thing called Toastmasters. I've been a teacher for a long time. I love to teach, an English teacher, a history teacher, and a geography teacher. A lot of things to teach, a lot of things to talk, a lot of things to share, and many, many experiences. But when there is something called a comma or a full stop, a teacher by default hates that. We don't want to be given the time. We don't like being given a time limit. 10 minutes, you've got to finish your talk. 40 minutes, you've got to finish your lesson. It never gets over. Or so I thought. I was a teacher, teaching as everybody, I was doing all my jobs. Then I became promoted as well. I was promoted to be the vice principal and then the principal. And therefore, when I got the mic, I love to talk. And even now, I love to talk. Now, the timer. Toastmasters Swarnalata, if I could be given 13 minutes, I have 20 minutes, but I'd like to have 13 to 15 minutes. Please, at 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes interval, I want to be shown the green, the yellow, and the red.
Sure, ma'am, sure.
Right. So now, coming back to my interesting story. When and I was very conscious, but I was It was just by the way. But then when one of my friends in 2016 asked me to come and attend a meeting, this was in a place, Kuwait. I was in Kuwait. I attended the Toastmasters. I got a couple of certificates also, the best speaker, the best table topic speaker, and things like that. I enjoyed that. But then the same video that we have seen today was played in that club. And immediately I was reminded of my old experiences. Well, folks, to cut a long story short, in 2016, when I stepped into Toastmasters, that was when I realized the value of time. That was the biggest learning for me as a Toastmaster, as a teacher, as an administrator. You know what? We have these cards, timer cards, green. And just now I requested Toastmaster Swanalata to keep track of the time. The timer to keep track of the time, to show the green card, the yellow card, and the red card. When you have reached your exact amount of time that you have to speak, it's green. Then, okay, fine, you have a little more time. Start winding up. Then it's yellow. Red shows that, come on, it's time. So nobody speaks anything, but there is always those colors. And those colors slowly became ingrained. Well, dear guests here, I have given 40 speeches of various difficulties. I belong to the olden tradition of Toastmasters. Toastmasters Swanlata has been talking about the pathways. I did not do anything in pathways. I have completed some levels, but I finished my distinguished Toastmasters journey in the traditional path. We had 10, 4 levels, increasing order of difficulty. We had to give 40 speeches. And it was evaluated. And if it was evaluated in a very, well, not so nice way, but then we had to redo it. We had to give again. And that is how I polished my speeches, my words, my vocabulary, my time. So today, I am here to share a few things with you. These are my learnings. Let me tell you straight up that good communication is, it's supposed to be a bridge between something that is, which is confusing and something that needs to be clarified. So good communication is a bridge between confusion and clarity. So in that, you really improve your communication skills here in Toastmasters. I did. And immediately the first thing is, oh, you were a teacher of English. What was there to improve? Oh, please, there's a lot. We think we know everything. I thought I was an English teacher. I could do everything, but I couldn't. If you gave me 15 minutes, the first 12 minutes I would spend beating around the bush, and the message is only for 3 minutes. Then when I began to retrace, when I began to develop my foundation stronger and stronger, I realized that the first 2 minutes is the time when people want to listen to you. So your message has to be the strongest in those first 2 minutes. This is the same trick Steve Jobs used to do. See his presentations online. Then the next 3 minutes would be when you develop your story, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. Develop my story and keep my audience engrossed, involved. 3 minutes. So now 2 plus 3, 5 minutes are over. So in these first 5 minutes, I have definitely given you the most important element. And my experience is to boost those elements. And then what do I do with the last 2 minutes? Because I've been given 7 minutes. Now, the last 2 minutes would be to sum up and give a take-home message, something that you can take back with you, something that will resonate with you. That, my dear friends, is what I learned in my Toastmasters journey. That good communication is a bridge between confusion and clarity. Confusion disappears, clarity appears. The second thing I learned in Toastmasters is that we normally do not speak because we want to understand somebody else. We speak because we want to reply, we want to react, we want to give a response. That's usually what we do when we are talking. In Toastmasters, I learned that is not the way to communicate. Good communication is when you can hear clearly, give feedback clearly, understand clearly. That is proper communication. Communication is not just me talking and people listening. Communication is a two-way process. I have to say, you have to understand. Whatever I say, you have to grasp, assimilate, absorb, and take back with you. So a bridge between confusion and clarity is cemented. And then when you hear correctly and understand and then give your proper response, that is the time when actual communication takes place. Now, the third thing I learned is that communication works for everybody in various degrees, in varying degrees. But proper communication works for those who work for it. I used to think I'm a good teacher, I speak well, I am a fantastic person to listen to. I did not learn it the hard way that I wasn't that way. But it was eating a humble pie to realize that it was not so. I could keep my students engrossed. I could not keep the audience who were not students engrossed. And if I wanted to reach the parents, then I had to talk in their language, the way they would understand, that they would appreciate, that they would absorb. I had to work for it. So I worked. 40 speeches, different leadership roles. And those leadership roles are varying. They just start from small within your club, becoming a person who has some responsibility in the club. Then you move to the area level. 4 or 5 different clubs form one area. Then 4 or 5 areas makes one division. 4 or 5 divisions more sometimes makes a district. I learned those leadership roles. And what did I learn in those leadership roles? Come on, folks. I was already a leader in my school. What do you think I would have learned? Folks, when you're working in a place and you're a supervisor, people are reporting to you, it's very easy to get the work done. But Toastmasters is a voluntary organization. No one is paid for it. So what do you have to develop to get things done through you or through people or with people? You have to work with them. So you learn to network. That's where your interpersonal skills make so much of a difference. I networked with more than 500 Toastmasters within Kuwait, in the Gulf. That network really makes a big difference. And when you are talking to people who are not Toastmasters, people who are not working with you, for you, in your company, your language automatically changes. Your personality changes. I changed. Those were the 3 things I learned. I would like to go over them very quickly. The communication, good communication, is a bridge between confusion and clarity. And a lot of the times, good communication is when you listen to understand, not to reply. And good communication works only when you are ready to work for it. Those are the 3 things I learned. Now, let's go to the message I want to give today. I learned out of all of this in my 7 years of Toastmastership 3 important things. Communicate simply. Communicate clearly. And communicate crisply. 3 crucial bits of communication. And these are those gems that have stood me in stead since 2016. Keep your language simple. Nobody wants jargon, technical words. I reduced all my technical words, all those fancy educational, technological words as those vocabulary that I used to say before. I don't use those words anymore. And this is my personal testimony. I don't. I keep my messages simple. I don't beat about the bush. I say 4 things and I want to say only 4 things. Right now, I want to say only 3 things. So I'm going to stick to those 3. And if I have to be clear, I have to use minimum words and maximize the impact. That I have learned. Communicate simply, clearly, and crisply. These three qualities are crucial in today's world. A leader in any form, in any position, in any organization, needs to be able to communicate with his subordinates, with his peers, with his colleagues, with his seniors, with the supervisors, the upper management, everybody, in simple language. The more technical, the more jargon, the more beating about the bush that happens, and there's more clarification, there are more doubts. But if your message is simple, I think Steve Jobs was the master of simplicity. Make sure the message is clear. Right now, my message is about communication and leadership, because they are the two sides of the same coin in Toastmasters. If you're a good communicator, you're automatically a good leader. But a good leader is not automatically a good communicator. That's what I want to share. Toastmasters provided me that platform, provided me that space. And that doesn't mean that I was bad. No, I wasn't. I could have been a lot better. The fact that I'm able to accept it today that I could have been a lot better speaks volumes. Because once you get into Toastmasters, you realize that you can no more be the same old person. You are a new version. You have to work in that new version only. And yesterday's version is not going to be your version for tomorrow. It has to be better than what it was yesterday. So I'm still improving, still growing. Now, when we use crisp, clear vocabulary, that works the magic. Instead of saying things with 150 different words, can you bring it down to 35 impactful words? Now here, my dear audience, makes a big difference. What makes a big difference? To be simple, to be clear, and to be crisp. And I've given you how many words? Mrs. Srini, how many words am I showing here? Yes, 3. And could you say that to me again? What is the first one? Keep the communication
Simple,
and
clear, and crisp.
How many words is it?
3 words.
That's the power. That's the magic of 3 words. 3. That is the power, ladies and gentlemen, of 3. How many quotes did I use earlier? Good communication is the bridge between confusion and clarity. The biggest, or rather the best, or the good communication is when we listen to understand and not to respond. That was my second quote. And the third quote was that a good communicator works for communication. A communication will work when you work for it. So that was a third one. So 3. That's the magic of number 3 in Toastmasters. Any message has to have only 3 elements. If it has 2, we may not remember. If it has more than 2, there's a lot of echo. If someone could check their mic, please. Even now? Now I think is okay. All right. The power of 3 makes the biggest impact. So 3 quotes and the 3 take-home messages of good communication. And if you look at the title of my speech that Toastmaster Swarnalata announced, that is also 3 words. BT, AT, and opportunity. Now what's BT immediately? Can anyone think of what BT could be? For me, life before Toastmasters was the starting point. How I was before Toastmasters happened to me. And I changed to what you see after Toastmasters. 80 years after Toastmasters. Now, why do I stress on the third word, opportunity? Both those were possible. What I was before Toastmasters and what I have become today. That bridge was created through the opportunity that Toastmasters platform provided. And I was sensible enough to hold on to it for dear life. There were many instances now. Let me not talk of instances. Let me talk about what the scene was before. Right now we are on Zoom. I'm in my house. You don't know what's behind me. I don't know what's behind your chairs, wherever you're sitting. I can see some walls, some ceiling, some AC. You can see nothing. You can only see my background. Some have blurred it. But prior to 2020, folks, it was not like that. We had to meet in person. So I had to travel 5 to 6 kilometers, sometimes 10 kilometers, sometimes 12 kilometers to give my speech. And hear their evaluation. I need feedback of how I'm doing. So my seniors would give me feedback. My peer would give me feedback, and I used to make a note of it. So when you travel out, you meet new people, you change, you become better. And I bring it back to the word opportunity. Those were difficult days, hot days. I used to be in the Gulf in those days. It was hot, sometimes it was cold, sometimes it would rain, but still we had to go. It was tough, but I went at it. Sometimes the meetings were in the afternoon between 2 and 4. I wanted to eat and sleep, especially on a Friday. That would be the weekend, or a Saturday. That would also be the weekend, but I couldn't. I had to give a speech. But those opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, I took with both hands. I took them and I carried them out. And in 2019, when I got my DTM, I was probably the happiest person there. Because there are multiple steps that we need to take to reach one particular point called Distinguished Toastmaster. While it gives me great pride and joy to being called DTM, it also reminds me, it takes me back to who I was before DTM. There is something called before DTM and after DTM. Once a Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, you remain a student of this journey to improve. At the end of the day, all we want to do is to become better versions of who we were when we were kids, when we were in college, when we started working, when we joined Toastmasters, hopefully. But at every step, we want to be better than what we were. Now, my message today is only this. When there is an opportunity, when you are given an opportunity to learn some things with the help of a group that is going to support you, take it with both hands. Because in no other forum, in no other association, in no other place will you find this kind of a cordial evaluation, cordial networking, cordial motivation. People who will be proud of what you achieve. People who will stand with you, who will stand by you, who will clap for you, with you, who will encourage you. This happens only in Toastmasters because we learn to give a positive learning experience to everyone who comes into our folds. I enjoyed the benefit of all that amicability, that cordiality. I would encourage all our guests over here to take that opportunity and learn to become better than what you are today. This is your step. The opportunity is here. Another 2 years down the line, I'm just giving a minimum of 2 years. You will remind me, you know what, Gayatri ma'am? I remember what I was, BT, and see who I am, AT, because I took the opportunity. I took it. Are you going to take it? All the guests. I'll leave you to think. Back to you, Toastmaster Swarnalata.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was, such a delight to hear from you. BT, AT, and opportunity. I'm going to copy this title for my next speech. What this tells the plethora of knowledge that a seasoned Toastmaster can have. Thank you very much. and to check on the energies of our guests and Toastmasters, I would request all of you, if possible, please switch on your videos. We were going to have a small little activity, just a small little activity. Please, guests, if possible, please, just for 2-3 minutes, not much. I'll not take you much of your time. Okay. Good. Few of them are opening up. Let's wait for 1 more minute.
That was a great speech. In fact, I would like the script, if you don't mind.
Ma'am, you're on mute.
It'll give me ideas
I'm
for
here.
my next speech at my club.
I'm very happy, but it's all here because it was on the spot.
Okay. Thank you, guests, for opening up your video. So the guest, the event is we are just going to flex your muscles, flex your hands. So wherever you are, I see someone is driving. Please don't do this while you're driving. Please raise your hands up, side, down, straight, stretch. I want all of you to stretch. Okay. Stretch little more, little more, little more.
I can't, ma'am. I'm online with my phone.
Okay, thank you for that. I want to ask you, when the first time I said stretch, you all stretched it, right? When I said little more, how could you all still straighten up? How was it possible? The simple question is, everything is here. When we are saying stretch, you just took it casually. When I said stretch little, you still went beyond your level. Ladies and gentlemen, success is not in this slight stretch. It is in this. So, wherever you are, whether you're joining the Toastmaster Club or anywhere, but working on yourself and your self-development is like this. You should never wait for anyone to push you or ask for stretch. But what if you find someone who keeps asking you, hey, are you writing on your script? Are you ready to deliver your speech? Mentoring, isn't it? We all would love to walk the path that Gayatri ma'am has said. I would definitely love to gain from her experience. What if she is my mentor? So the another point that a Toastmaster Club adds is every member mentors the other member. I told you, right, the secret ingredient of Toastmasters is we simply rely on people to build people, leader to build a leader. It's not that you become a leader and you go somewhere. You train the second breed. So in Toastmaster Club, every person, whether you are a DPM or you are just new joining, you are assigned with a mentor, and after certain level of your completion, you become mentor because you have to download or share your experience to the members. So you are not alone in this member. You are always having a hand holding of your mentor who, without any agenda, is very passionate to push you extendable. I hope you all like this. So with this, let me take a group picture and then I will take you all to what is called the demo session, where you will see every aspect of a Toastmasters meeting. Every week we meet in a Toastmaster club at a designated time. Different clubs have different timings. We in Speak Magic Toastmaster Club meet every Saturday from 7 to 9 or sometimes 8:30. So ours is an online club, so you can join from any part of the world. In fact, all our ESCOMs and leaders of these clubs are all spread across all parts of, starting from Raipur, West Bengal, Durgapur, Bengal to Chennai, to Kochi, Andhra Pradesh. We are everywhere. So it's an online club, so you can join from anywhere else. And that is the first thing of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. So now we will be showing you a short little demo of how the proceedings in Toastmaster happens. How do I say you get a positive feedback? How do I say you are improving in your passion? So I know you all would like to see some practical demo. So let me just quickly take a photo snap. I would like all of you to give your best smile. Okay, just I've taken the one slide. Please hold on. Can someone else also take so that we'll have multiple photos?
Please be on video so that we can take a click.
Yeah, I'm done with. Okay. Just give me one more second. I have 2-3 panels to go, so just give me a minute. Yeah, I'm done with it. Now, for the demo session, it's like, I'm going to start with the Toastmaster of the day script, and you're lucky enough today, you're going to get a lot of my own speeches. Just joking. I'm going to start today's the Toastmaster meeting. The theme is all about airports. So here is my thing starting up. 1 minute. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear esteemed guests. I am Toastmaster Swarnalata. I am going
Very
to
good
be the
evening, ma'am.
Toastmaster of. Thank you, good evening. I am going to be the Toastmaster of the day. So, every Toastmaster meeting has a theme so that we can connect and make it more lively. So, today, the theme for Toastmasters meeting is airport. How many of you enjoy those going to those flights, catching the last minute flight? So airport is a place where you are very terrified. Either there is going to be a flight cancellation or your Uber cancellation. Last minute Uber, Ola cancellation. I know we all have experienced this. And airport is also a place where you start questioning a lot about it. How I see pretty air hostess with very short dresses, red, bright color, and the handsome pilots. I just look. Now, my look. And you always see people reading books, no other hobbies, right? And I'm with my headphones on, listening to some Bollywood songs. I question my intelligence. And then you see a very important person, always decked up in suit, and carries a very small briefcase. And I am here arguing with the panel, can I take my 2 more kgs extra? Please, please. It makes me question my intelligence. Who am I? At the same time, airport is also a place where you get to marvel the idea of engineering. A small piece made up of steel, aluminium is flying you, is literally teleporting you to one spot to the other spot. Isn't it an engineering marvel? And how many of you remember the first time you entered an airport, the first experience? Can I have any one of the guests unmute and explain your good or not so good airport amazing experience? Any guest, please. Any guest can unmute and share their experience. Okay, anyone? I hope a lot of us have this airport experience, right?
Swarnalata, I don't mind just repeat.
Sir, I would want you to explain in a very short way your airport experience, first time airport experience, first flight experience, either good or bad.
My first airport experience was good. It was here, of course, in my country here, Malaysia. At that time, it was an airport which is not far from where I live. And it was very interesting because it's the first time I went into an airport to go on a flight to another country. So it was very interesting. I mean, I went to the lounge and I saw what it was like. I could see all the baggage, and I walked through that stairs, to the aeroplane. Luckily, I didn't have to go up the stairs. They have those air stairs, right? But this one is connected from the airport to the aeroplane. So I went in. So previously, I had been to that airport, but I'm outside the whole waiting area to the restaurant and, the place where you can see all the aeroplanes. So it was very interesting to see what it was like inside it. Of course, once you become a frequent traveler, the novelty wears off. But it was certainly a very interesting experience. I could see what it was like inside, and I could see all manner of people there. It was very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vijay Kumar. So I remember my first time entry. It was like a maze, okay? Different counters, different places, and you feel very weird. So before you people get, into this weird thing that the Toastmasters is weird, so let me take you here. Every Toastmasters meeting has 3 sessions. Our first session is a prepared speech, where a member gets to prepare, write his speech well in ahead, get it mentored with his mentor, and deliver the speech according to the projects he has chosen. And the second phase is like the turbulence you have in the flight. You can't really guess how the flight will be turbulence based on the climatic conditions. So like that, in Toastmasters, we have a session called as impromptu speech or table topics, which is in which you will be thrown a question and you have to speak on the subject on spot for a 1 to 2 minutes. So that is second session. And as they say, evaluation is the breakfast of champion. We in Toastmasters believe evaluation is life and breath of Toastmasters. So do that. We have a separate session called as evaluation. To help us to do this evaluation, in every Toastmasters meeting, we have someone called as the general evaluator. So today, for the today's meeting, we have our own, the second DTM of our club, who is not just a personality who cannot inspire people. He is someone with such a dynamic personality, very quiet and calm, but very apt to his role. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to call DTM Hemant Krishna, who is going to play the role of lead for this demo meeting.
Hello, hi. Well, my name is Hemant and I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. And today I'm playing the role of general evaluator. And I'm first of all very glad to see we have about 30 live participants right now. That's a very good strength for us. And that gives me motivation do this part of the meeting. So as a general evaluator, my role is very simple because it's a demo meeting. I will make it very clearer if it is necessary. I will do it slow and ensure that every one of us already we have known what it means, but we will furthermore know what it is. So general evaluation so basically they say evaluation is the heart of the Toastmasters meeting. Whether or not for speech or for the meeting, it's very important. So evaluation is applicable to all spheres of life, just like how it is applicable to every meeting to us. So like we have speech evaluations, we also have an evaluation for the entire meeting, which is why the name general evaluation, which is why the word general. So generally, I'm going to be evaluating today, starting from how this meeting went from the minute it starts. I will also keep a tab about when it started, whether it is started on time or not. Sometimes because timers are restricted with only the timing of the speeches and evaluations and the table topics. So I will go beyond a little that to add that in my scope, whether the meeting has started on time or not. And then I will ensure that the 3 segments, whatever the Toastmaster of the day is going to take care of, I will be the master for the 3rd segment, which is the evaluation segment. And during the first segment, which is the prepared speeches, I will observe how the entire session has transformed, how it has evolved basically. So basically the Toastmaster of the day will start with the speakers the evaluators will read out the speech objectives, and the first segment will be done, and there'll be the second segment, table topic segment, and the table topics master will give an introduction about what is table topic session. So basically, as a general evaluator, I am sitting today to just judge all of you, and I will ensure that all of you are going to either do a good job, or I'm going to pinpoint and say that, listen, this was not a great job. Simple. So I will really generally evaluate today, keeping in mind what needs to be done, keeping in mind that if it is not impressive, I'm just going to tell a point to improvise it. As simple as that. So as a general evaluator, this is my role. To help me with this in specifics, I have a team which is with acronym called as TAG team. T for timer, A for our counter, and G for grammarian. And normally in Toastmasters meeting, I will make an observation of myself today that in Toastmasters meeting, when anybody introduces anybody, that introduction needs to be very beautiful. That's something that I've seen in all the clubs, and I've followed it. Once in a while, what happens, there'll be last minute dropouts. There'll be last minute people who will opt for taking the roles. At that point in time, you can't do justice to the introduction part. So, but generally you're supposed to introduce that person. So right now I will have to be introducing the tag team. However, I don't know much, but as much as I know that the timer role is going to be played by Toastmasters CB, and Toastmasters CB is a very good Toastmaster enthusiast, basically a person who really is looking forward to learn from all of us mutually. And he is a mechanical engineering student, if I'm not wrong. Having said that, let me call upon Toastmaster CB, who is the timer for today, to read out his objectives, and let's get to know what he is doing today for us.
Good evening, all. As a timer, I will be helping the speaker to express a thought within a specific time. My duty is to time prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluation during this meeting. Share my screen. This green card indicates the qualifying time, and the yellow card indicates the target time, and the red card indicates the maximum time. And you have 30 seconds to finish up. For 5 to 7 minutes prepared speeches, I will show green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. For evaluation speech, the allotted time is 2 to 3 minutes. The green card is shown at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red card at 3 minutes. For table topics, each speaker is encouraged to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. I will show green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. If you speak under time or over time by more than 30 seconds, you will be disqualified and are not eligible for awards. I will report qualifying time when called upon later. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster CB. That was a very crisp and a beautiful way of explaining your objectives. And now we move on to the A person, who is the grammarian, and that is played by Toastmaster Karthik. And Karthik, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to introduce you. I would like you to just do a small self-introduction about yourself, and then go ahead to read your objectives. And then, yes, over to you, Toastmaster Karthik.
Sure, sir. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So the purpose of the R counter is to note down the words that are used as a clutch or pass filler by anyone who speaks up. So in this meeting, I will listen for overused words, filler words, and repetitions, sir. At the end of this meeting, I'll convey my observation to General Evaluator. That's all. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. Well, now it is time for the grammarian. Toastmaster Nitya is going to play the role of the grammarian today, and over to you to introduce the objectives of the grammarian.
Thank you, DTM Hemant. A very good evening to all of you, a very warm welcome to all our guests. So, as the grammarian, I would like to start by saying language is a very powerful tool provided we use it very effectively. So, as the grammarian of the day, my main objective would be to make note of good use of the English language and the not so good usage of the language as well. And this usage would include words, phrases, and everything I come across. And apart from this, yeah, one more thing that I would want to say is that I'll be introducing something called the word of the day. So each time someone uses this word, we're going to give them a clap. You can turn on your video and give them a clap, or you can use the reaction button and give a clap as well. So let's encourage people to use new words. Our word for the day is ecstasy. Now, ecstasy means an extreme state of happiness. My school got over yesterday after the exams, and hence I'm ecstatic. I think that's the best usage of the word. Like you're happy at an extreme level when something goes well. So that is basically what ecstasy means. And that is from me for now. I'll get back with my grammarian report once everything is done. Over to you, Hemant.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitya. That is an amazing word for us to be playing today. And with this, my introduction as general evaluator is over for now. But again, I'll come back in the third segment, which is the evaluation segment, to be facilitating the evaluator of the speeches. And going forward, I will also give my final report to all of you by the end of the meeting. So I will just be able to make observations about general proceedings of the meetings and give it to you as a report along with the reports of my tag team. Thank you. With that, I hand over the control back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Swarnalata.
Thank you. Thank you very much, General Evaluator. So without further ado, let us start the first segment of today, that is the prepared speech. So before going ahead to the speaker, I would like to call upon his evaluator, who is going to explain us what is his objective of the speech, what will be his duration, and what is his pathway. So I am the evaluator for Toastmaster, the first speaker. So let me read out the objective of the speech. So the speaker is going to attend level 3, project 2 of his chosen pathway, innovative planning. And he is going to give the speech with a purpose. The purpose of the project is for the member to practice using vocal variety to enhance his speech. So during the completion of this project, member has spent some time developing, improving his or her vocal variety. So the member will be presenting a well-organized speech. Timer, please note the timing for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. So now I'm going to introduce the speaker. The speaker is BP membership of our club, Toastmaster Vikas Guleria, and his title for the speech is Walk a Tightrope. Walk a Tightrope, Toastmaster Vikas Guleria. The stage is all yours.
I was sitting in my office. I just glanced at the clock. Oh my God, it's showing 6 p.m. Only half an hour to pick my son from football academy. I just wind up all the work and just rushed out of my cabin. In the corridor, one of my juniors, he greeted me. Hi, sir. Very good evening to you. What? Good evening. Nothing is good in this evening. I just went into parking area, just hopped into the car and started the car. I was driving, but my thoughts were in office only. I have long list of pending work. The most important is the monthly sales report, which I have to submit to my CEO. Because you haven't submitted your report, it's already 2 days late. This is how my boss treated me today morning. And his words are still echoing in my mind. This was not only pending work, but I had 5 pending work to complete by next morning. And here I am, driving to take my son from his coaching classes. Dear Toastmaster of the day, my fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, this is not the end of the story. I reached at that football ground, the coaching academy. My son was waiting there. I stopped the car and my son just hopped on the back seat. He said, "Hi, Papa, you must be busy. You got late." But I was so engrossed in my work. And I also don't want to start a conversation. "Papa, I just want to tell you one thing." No, son, just tell to your mother. I am very busy." Just tell to your mother, I am very busy. I have to think so many things. But my son, he wants to continue the conversation. "Papa, I just want to tell you. I told you not to disturb me. I'm thinking and you are asking question after question." There was silence. Then I heard the sobbing voice of my son. I looked at the mirror, rear mirror. My son was crying. My all anger just eroded down. I felt sad. I felt sad because I hurt my little prince. I felt sad because I was rude with him. I was staring at him. He was looking so adorable. Now he's no more small kid. He's a handsome 10-year-old kid. I remember how I taught him to walk, how I enjoyed his lisp talk. Everything was going through my mind, flashing through my mind like a movie. And I didn't realize tears were rolling down my face. "Papa, are you crying?" No, son, no, sir. It's just in my eyes." I lied, but I'm a bad liar. "Papa, you want water?" No, son, I don't want water. I want your hug. And it seems that he was waiting for that moment. He just hopped on the front seat and tightly hugged me. And at that very moment, everything stopped for me. I just felt the fatherly emotions running through my whole body. How beautiful everything around me. The people, the car, the buildings, everything looked beautiful. I realized eternal peace all around me. Dear Toastmasters, yes, life is like walking on a tightrope. You take a wrong step or you don't balance yourself, there is every chance that you will fall down. You have to make a balance between your personal life and your official life. Life is good if you are happy. Life is even better if others are happy for you. Life is best if your loved ones are happy because of you. Life is like walking on a tightrope, isn't it, Toastmasters? Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vikas, for your wonderful speech. Now we will be moving. Just one second, please. We will be moving to our second session, which is considered to be the most favorite part of all us. So now we were talking about airports, isn't it? I just want to quickly add a few things about airports. If you think airport is only about flying, I'm sorry, you're sorely mistaken. Do you know the world of airport is increasingly being designed to make you spend more money? Don't you agree with me? Let me tell you how. First of all, you are being told to come to airport at least 2 to 3 hours before your flight time, isn't it? After that, all the luggages are being taken away by them, and you have just a small little handbag with you as a hand luggage, and then you enter the zone of shopping where all exclusive items with a small tag price, which is very small to see but very exuberant to pay, is being displayed, and you have no time to kill but just to at least have some tea coffee, which is like 10 rupees of coffee is being placed at 120 and 130. And how do you kill 3 hours, right? So I have heard that now many airports are providing snowscapings. Movie theaters are going to open up as it has been opened in Greece. Think about it. How would be the rating of tickets, right? So airports are also the place where your pockets get a very big feel, especially if you have kids who are so excited to see the Hamleys, McDonald's, KFCs. Consider yourself. So with this, let me call upon the table topic master. She is my first ever mentor with Toastmasters, and she is very lovingly called as the table topics queen of our club, and someone who never fails to amuse us with her table topic skill. So here is, without further ado, let me call upon Toastmaster Uma Natraj, who is going to be our table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Swarna ma'am. A very warm good evening to all the guests, Toastmasters. So being a table topic master today, let me first tell you what is a table topic. How did table topic get its name? I think maybe Toastmasters sat around the table and discussed some current topics for a minute or two, and maybe that's why the name table topic. So table topic is nothing but on the spot, a topic will be given to you. It's like an impromptu topic, and it will help you to think on your feet. It will make you improvise your communication skills. So 4 things happen. You have to listen, think, organize, and then deliver. So it will help you think on your feet. And here, opportunity is given not only to the members, but also to the guests. So whoever wants to volunteer, you can put your emoji of hand and you will be given an opportunity, or I can also ask you. And the minimum time given is 1 minute and maximum is 2 minutes with a grace time of 30 seconds. So at the end of 1 minute, yellow card will be shown. At the end of 1.5 minutes, green card. And the end of 2 minutes, the red card will be shown. And you have to wrap up your speech by 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So I'm ecstatic today to listen to the airport speech. And also I want to give wonderful table topics to you. So let me give the first topic to our Toastmaster Sergeant at Arms, Rajeshwari ma'am. Hope you are ready for it.
Yes, ma'am.
Your topic, ma'am, is I will be taking you back to timeline where you are in the first Toastmasters meeting of Ralph Smedley, and you're listening to his speech. So you have to convey to us what you listened at that time. Go back to that timeline. You are attending the first Toastmasters speech and you're listening to him, and you have to convey what was his vision and what did he tell at that time. Over to you.
Sorry, ma'am, I want another topic. I can't speak on this because I not listened to his speech, so I don't have any idea. So what could I speak about that?
Okay, I will give you a different topic. They say that communication is the key for effective speaking. And communication is the way of effective speaking. If you have to speak effectively, your communication has to be good. Communication is the key. No, yeah. Suppose you are attending an interview, and if your communication is good, you will make a mark. Your half the battle is won, they say. So what is your opinion on that?
Yeah. So This one is a very, very important thing that we need to have the communication. As just now, DTM Gayatri ma'am has said this, your first few minutes of the speech should be so impactful. In a similar way, whenever we communicate, the first few words should be so impactful. And that reminds me of a story where a student, the student used to always say, futura, futura. And the teacher used to say that, what is this futura? And then she called the child's ward, and the ward came there, and the child's guardian came there, and then the guardian said, ma'am, what's the complaint? Why have you called me? And then she said that your child, he is always saying futura, futura, and I don't know what he means by that. And then she asked him why he is speaking like that, and then the guardian says that, madam, he means to say future. And then I said, what is the matura of that? What is the matura? Then she says, why the guardian is also speaking like that? Then she comes to know that the guardian as well as the ward, they have the similar kind of communication skills. Whatever it was pronounced the way in their family, the same continued. So this is one important message which I want to communicate with you, that we need to learn something very important the right way, rather than following the normal routine way. So that's why this Toastmasters is very important, so that we can learn the communication skills, the pronunciation skills, and all that. Otherwise, we are very comfortable with the way we are speaking, isn't it?
Thank you for that wonderful message, Rajeshwari ma'am. Like you said, pronunciation plays a very important role. And if you're not able to communicate properly, the person on the other side will not be able to understand. You have to be genuine, authentic, and be in the other person's shoes. Well said. So I will give the next topic to a guest. Guest Nirmala, are you there? Can I give you a topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. They say that the hands that give are holier than the lips that pray. And now that the Christmas season is coming, we all find joy in giving. So can you just tell about the joy of giving? Have you ever felt happy whenever you gave something? You can just speak on that, about the joy of giving.
Could you repeat it once again? I could not get you.
Yeah, we always feel happy whenever we give something to somebody than receiving. So have you felt happy whenever you gave something to somebody? Santa Claus is coming during Christmas to give a lot of gifts to the children and to all of us. We all feel so happy during Christmas time. So whenever we receive something, we feel happy. Or when we give something, do we feel happy? What do you feel? Joy of giving. You have to speak on that.
Yes, joy of giving of it. It's the heart. Because today I was what happened. I was this and I have come and taking my pen. Just I want the pen. I told him that I am ready to give you some later time. But he wants me to give me. So I told him, speak with me that okay, stay. I'll give you some later time. After that, again, and that magic from. And okay, I gave chocolate, but he could be interested in chocolate. You know, that pain. Okay, I'll listen. I'll overturn and come and take him there. I thought that I see who he was trying to my pain and all is kind. I go, I pen and give him that, and he smiled with me. At that, he really felt heart.
I think we lost.
We have lost her.
You can proceed
So
with the
let
next
me
speaker.
go on to the next speaker. Thank you, guest Nirmala, for your attempt. Great attempt. Thank you. So any other volunteer who would like to volunteer? Any guest? You can raise your hands. Other than Toastmasters, you will get a chance, Dr. Surya. I would.
Yes, please go ahead. Please feel free. It's just a non-judgmental group. Please go ahead.
Ma'am,
I
this
can
is Srini
see.
here. This is the first.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is the first call, so please apologize if I do not get
No,
it right.
No problem.
You
So,
can
but the
explore.
sure, ma'am. Thank you.
So we
But the
all had
topic is
our first
intriguing.
time.
So, yeah, sure. So the joy of giving. So probably I'll tell you a small story. So this begins like when my dad, like when I was very young in my school days. You can hear me well, right? Okay, thank you. So I was young. I think I was, if I'm not wrong, I was in my 5th standard in Chennai. So me and my dad, we were standing in the balcony, and then I could see that an old lady was kind of, carrying a lot of luggage in her hand, and she was walking past my house in the road, right? My dad immediately kind of tells me that, go pick up your cycle, carry her luggage, go to wherever that she goes, drop her there, come back home, right? So, I think in those days we were all like, we had that freedom and luxury of going out wherever that we want. There's no that, the safety concern that we have right now was not a bigger concern past in those days, early 90s, I would say, right? So it got me thinking from that day that why did my dad do that? I did not ask him that question because dads are usually strict back then. But then I kind of understood that the meaning of it is that you are giving basically a helping hand to another person who's an old lady. And starting from that time, I think I realized that going forward, anything that I see like that, where I can kind of support them, offer them help, which can kind of give a betterment for their life, like not in a bigger way, but even a small thing, like if an old lady is selling biscuit, offer her help. Even if I don't need that biscuit, I can buy it and then probably feed some dogs or whatever it is, right? So I started doing that, and then slowly practicing that as I go along, and I'm trying to teach my son and daughter that, right? So that's the story that I just wanted to share. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, ma'am.
Thank you, Srini sir, for that lovely message. Even a small act which you do definitely brings happiness. And storytelling is one of the ways where you can keep the audience captive. And you have done that. Thank you for that wonderful attempt. In your first speech, you have done really well. Thank you. So let me give it to another guest. Sambit Saurav, are you ready to take a topic? Can I give it to you? Anybody else who is interested, you can raise your hands.
This will be the last table topic, owning to the debt. I think some guest has raised her hand.
Yeah, guest Pankaj and guest Uniati. I pronounced right.
Okay. Guest Pankaj, can I give you a topic? Are you there?
Hello.
Pankaj?
Hello. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here. I'm just turning off
Yeah.
my video. I'll give it a try. Let's. I'm
Yeah,
not good at
Go
telling
ahead.
this, but yes. Okay.
Your topic is books are man's best friends. Whenever you have a book, you can spend your time very easily. Even when you don't have a friend, if you have a book, you can pass your time very easily. Books are man's best friends.
Okay. Yeah. So I remember back in 2016, I just started my career, and there were time before that I didn't read any of those books. And as I went on with my career, someone suggested start reading books that will open up your mind, and it will give you different perspectives about other people, how the things, and it will help you in every aspects of your life. So then I started reading books, and slowly and steadily I started with fiction book from the beginning, from the Indian authors, and then slowly I started reading non-fiction books, and I realized the way I'm changed, the way I used to think earlier, and now I used to think about the world, about the facts. For example, currently I'm reading this book. I have it with me. It's called Factfulness by Hans Rosling. So this book specially debunks the theory about how we like to divide the world into two, the rich and poor, and the one left and right, and so on and so forth. So it tells how people like dramatize things, how we like drama, and so on and so forth. So this books give me a view of the world in a different parameter. And yes, and you rightly said that they are the best friend if there is no one to suggest you. They are the people who have done research on various topics, and have spent time doing so for years and years to come, and you can get those knowledge in a form of book. So it's a very good opportunity for everyone to learn from these people. And also, like the books, this Toastmaster platform is also a good opportunity where we are learning from each other experiences and growing with each other. Yeah, this is it for mine. Thank you Toastmaster. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, guest Pankaj, for that wonderful attempt. You even showed a book which you are reading, and that was wonderful. So books improve our vocabulary, they widen our knowledge, and they are our best friends too. Thank you for that. Do we have some more time, to you, Modi? Or
yeah, ma'am, you can take two more. I think guest Parvati and Unity have raised, so just give them a topic.
yeah. So I'll give the topic to guest Uniati. Are you ready, ma'am?
Yes, ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Your topic is early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So, do you believe in that? What are the benefits of getting up early in the morning?
Good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Some people have different habits, have their body work differently. Some people like to be called as night owl. They like to stay late, and in the middle of the night, they have their brain function optionally. But for other people, they will prefer to sleep early, wake up early, start the day, and be energized in the morning, have a lot of energy, and work better, focus better in the morning. So in my opinion, doesn't matter you sleep late or you sleep early, wake up early, because it's depend on how our body do the best, where our mind in the optimal processing. But the important thing is balance. Like if you sleep very late, maybe you also wake up a little bit late to compensate, so you have enough time to rest and your body to recover. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you. Whether late or early, it's good thing. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, guest Uniati. It was a wonderful attempt where you said each person have their own habits. It could be waking up early or going to bed late, but definitely getting up early gives you a head start. And thank you for that message. Any volunteer? One more, the last topic.
Yes, Mitra has raised her hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome, Pavitra. Your topic is, they say that an apple a day keeps a doctor away. Just like that, laughter can keep your stress away. Laughter is the best medicine. Do you agree with that?
Of course, just before that, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Pavitra, and this is the first time I'm giving a speech in Toastmasters, so kindly bear with me. So as you said that doctor away keeps an apple away keeps a doctor away. So I truly believe in that, because See, when I start laughing when there is a serious discussion happens with my sister, or like when there is a immense fight when we have with our parents or with anyone in that matter, I would just simply smile at them, or just do not take it personally. So that that practice brings us a great attempt in any scenarios that you're working on. So I would say that keep not keep laughing at all irrelevant situations, but not like when you're in funeral, or not when you're in in a bad state. Just try to think about good things that happen in your life, that keeps you away from all the negative situations, and you always feel energized, or you'll always feel have always a good vibe with that kind of situations or scenarios you're going through. So that is all that is from my take. Thank you.
Well said, Pavitra. Like a smile costs less than electricity, but sheds more light. So we have to know when to laugh, and the more we listen to comedy, and that makes our life lighter. Thank you for that. A great attempt indeed. So kudos to all the table topic speakers who attempted wonderfully. It is, what do you say? It is an art. You have to listen, improvise, and then deliver, organize your thoughts, and then speak. It is not easy, and all of you have given a great attempt. Kudos to all of you for that. And with that, I hand over the table to our TMOD, Swarna ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you very much to Table Topic Master. I hope all the guests and Toastmasters enjoyed. I know there are many Toastmasters who felt left out, but then this was an opportunity for us to give the guests to experience the Toastmasters. So yes, when we have next time, we will try to have a speech, Table Topics Marathon, where you all can have participation. So with this, I would like to move on to the third segment, which is considered to be the heart of Toastmasters. It is evaluation. So to do the evaluation, I would like to call upon our general evaluator, DTM Hemant Krishna, to give his report on our meeting and all the tag team reports. Toastmaster, DTM Hemant Krishna. Sorry, sir.
Sorry, I had a problem with my phone. It got stuck.
Okay. We could hear you now, sir.
Yeah. Is it better now?
Yeah. It's
Is it my session of the general evaluation?
Yes,
Or right
sir.
now it's the third session, which is the evaluation segment. Now, in this segment, it's very simple. So as we all know, in the first segment, we had the prepared speaker and we had an evaluator assigned. Now, during the third segment, we just call upon that evaluator, and the evaluator is going to, in her or his slot, give away the evaluation points for the target speaker, basically. So now for that, we have our own Toastmaster of the Day and Toastmaster President, Toastmaster Swarnalata, to be evaluating the speech given by Toastmaster Vikas. So for that, I'd like to call upon for the evaluation. Over to you.
With so much of noise around self-development, I would walk on the tightrope rather than having my feet on this ground. This is a quote that I remembered when Toastmaster Vikas Guleria went with his speech. Three things I liked beautifully about his speech. The first, the dramatic tone, which was the need of his project, to use his tonal variety when he said, "Oh, it's 6 o'clock, I'm already late." With this, you could convey us and capture the audience attention with just 10 to 20 seconds into your speech, which was enough to grab all the audience attention. And the second thing, what was a highlight of your speech was adding a personal story. We all would love to get connected with who Vikas sir is, what has Vikas gone through, and what was his experience. So the way you brought about different character, your boss and your son, we all could relate it to one or the other way in our life. So when you share a personal story, it itself becomes a unique because no one has a story as yours. And the third thing I really loved about your presentation is the excellent usage of this title. The way you didn't give away the title in the beginning, but then you started slow by slide, step by step, narrating your theory of what has happened and why do you say walking on a tightrope isn't a strong, it's not that convenient. Have your balance. So the way you structured your speech, slowly talking to us what happened, why did it happen, and what was the reason. So the speech was beautifully structured. Having said that, the best room to be in is to improvement. So here are my three recommendations for you. The first thing, I felt your entire story had a multiple characters, like your son, your boss. If you could have varied your voice a little bit, which was also the objective of your speech, then the speech could have been enough, but much more better. And you always turn towards your right for the character. What if you could have given a space to the character in your speech, like your son, Daddy, you're again late. Oh no, you know, right? I'm always busy. This could have easily planted us in our mind that right side is Vikas and the other side is the character. So I would like you to work on the stage choreography. The second thing, somewhere I found when you said, I cried, I felt sad, but your voice and your emotions were not connected. If you could have given a pause and told, I was sad, the pause would have shrunk with us. We would have traveled, the emotions would have been little more connected. So what I missed is a little bit of pause for us to connect with your exact emotion. Oh, this made Vikas cry. So that is one thing I would like you to work upon. Finally, you had a beautiful story narration solution, but there was no takeaway. I have given my 7 minutes to you. What was the takeaway? You could have said, people, please work out on your to-do list, or please prioritize your work and life so that something can happen. So I was waiting that you would be giving us some solution, some throwback action for us, which was missing. In all, you had a good tonality, good usage of title, good story, personal telling. If you could work on your body language, emotions, and then the proper takeaway for the speech, this could have been a whimsical speech. This is what from me, back to the general evaluator. Toastmaster DTM, I've given it back to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was a very nice, crisp evaluation. Well, that brings us to the end of the evaluation segment. And with that, I would like to actually hand over the control back. But before that, I have told you that I have to call for my reports. And normally what happens is once 3 segments are over, it'll be time for me to actually evaluate this meeting and then call upon for my tag team role players and give an highlight about that and then hand the control back to the Toastmaster of the day. So having said that, my general evaluation of today's meeting is that I'm very glad that today, first of all, we have a lot of participants, not very common during the other meetings of our own club. And with that, I can see that the office bearers have actually put a lot of time and effort behind this meeting to be able to actually gather this much of strength and being able to pull this off with almost double the strength, which means 100% of members more than what it is normally, is something that I can really acknowledge. I should be able to acknowledge and appreciate for the fact that the efforts have really showed off, first and foremost. And second thing is that it's interesting and nice that when I see that you have a beautiful, a very amazing keynote speech right before this meeting is something that is very thoughtful of you, because end of the day, Toastmasters, we all come together to be able to support one another with respect to communication. And when you keep highlighting this very fact, the newcomers will actually be feeling very safe that this place really is the place for us to be learning communication. That's second point. And apart from that, today's this demo meeting was actually amazing. Frankly speaking, it just had the flavors of every segment. See, normally Toastmasters, irrespective of whichever club, whichever country, wherever it is, we just have these three segments, just that how well, interesting, and how engaging all these three segments to the members are all that will determine the quality of the meeting. Indeed, I used to have a practice in my older club where we used to rate every segment. In that way, what happens is, say for example, we say our 25 people right here, we've been sitting all through the three segments. So now we can always rate it from a scale from 1 to 10. And then say there's a small, there used to be a ballot paper in my previous club where there used to be like, it's just like how we pick up the best speaker and best table topics speaker and all that. So now it used to also have first segment, prepared speeches, scale 1 to 10, table topic session 1 to 10, and then evaluation segment 1 to 10. So everybody, say 25 of us, will have to just pick basically the number. So if I feel really it is somewhere around, it used to be 1 to 5 for the convenience of calculation used to be. So now if I feel today's table topics was actually 5 on 5, I will give 5 on 5 on table topics. A lot of people will probably give 5 on 5. And if I feel today's prepared speeches was just like some 3 on 5, I will give 3 on 5. So what happens is we will actually do a proper weightage analysis with 25 ballot sheets and condense all these three segments and also come up with one single rating for that meeting. So anything above 4 is considered to be good, because 5 on 5 can always not be possible. Imagine like 40 people rating 5 on 5, everybody, that's when you will get 5. It's not highly likely at all. So you can consider this a technique where you will directly get to know the quality of the meeting. I mean, I'm just a suggestion from a general point of view. And apart from this, there will be one general evaluation thing where 1 to 5. So this is something where you can keep evaluating and keep rating yourself, so that every other meeting we know the rating that we have got. We can also identify what we could have done the better. So this is one thing. And with respect to my tag team reports, I will have to see that for when they give out the reports. I really like the keynote speaker's speech, very convincing, a lot of conviction, and I really loved with the confidence that she's spoken, that she proves that she's got that core of being a distinguished Toastmaster. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and when she's been there, when she's done that, when she's telling you, it means something. So with that, kudos to her. And with respect to the table, with respect to the prepared speeches segment, Toastmaster Vikas did an amazing job. And I mean, I was not on the video, but I really did go through, sit through the speech. And I don't know, you just are very lively, and I really loved it. As simple as that. You're just a natural speaker is what I feel. So it's just about working the scripts out, not a problem about delivery. So the better the script is just about movies. So you're just a natural actor, depends on which script you have to pick. So that's something I could see. And just like Toastmaster Uma ma'am always comes up with amazing table topics as such, when she is actually playing the role of the table topics master. Not with one single topic, I've felt that, oh, this could be better. So she has like 100% strike rate of actually being amazing. And all the other speakers did an amazing job about that. Also, see, it's just not that I'm only highlighting good things, doesn't mean that it's all about stars and glitters. Toastmasters is all about encouraging. That's the nuances of us. And so that is why we have an evaluation segment where subtle improvements can always be there in respect of however great you are. There'll always be somebody that can tell you should do better. If it's a good intention, the person can really receive it and work on it. So in that way, evaluation segment was also done amazingly well.
overall, my general evaluation today was a high quality meeting. Just if I can rate it, I'll rate it 4.2. And I think my tag team's report is pending. With that, I will just quickly ask them to read out their reports. Toastmaster timer role, Toastmaster CB, can you please read out your timer report, please?
Thank you, DTM Ahmed. Let me share my screen. I hope everyone can see my screen. Keynote speaker DTM Gayatri ma'am has taken 22 minutes 30 seconds for that wonderful speech. Speaker 1 TM Vikas Guleria has taken 5 minutes 32 seconds for that great emotional speech. In table topic session, TM Rajeshwari ma'am has taken 1 minute 50 seconds. Guest Nirmala has taken 1 minute 9 seconds. Guest Srini has taken 1 minute 40 seconds. Guest Pankaj Singh has taken 1 minute 45 seconds. Guest Uniati has taken 1 minute 53 seconds. Guest Pavitra has taken 1 minute 37 seconds. For evaluation session, TM Swarnalata ma'am has taken 3 minutes 22 seconds. That's all from my end. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster CB. That was a very crisp timers report. So just as a small addition to you, so normally as a general evaluator, I can also evaluate every report. So that's one thing about me. So you can, if you really want to make it even more interesting, you can note down how long the presidential address took time. There's no limit to it, basically. Normally, I'm saying, how long did the Toastmaster table topics master took to explain the table topics session? So by them, you just giving some input to the table topics master, to the to the general evaluator, myself, to the Toastmaster of the day. That listen, you just took this long. Did you know this? I'm like, okay, so that's something that I used to do, just as a small thing. It doesn't make a huge difference, but makes slight difference. It does. So that's one thing. And with that, let me call upon the next Toastmaster Karthik as to read out the report for Toastmaster for the role of the grammarian, please.
For role of the R counter, sir. Yeah, I'll go ahead. So this is the report for the R counters role. Toastmaster Rajeshwari ma'am has made repeats like and, then. Hemant sir has made use of and Toastmaster Swarnalata ma'am has made use of the filler words like and And DTM Gayatri ma'am has made use of filler words Guest Srini has used and guest Pankaj has made use of the filler word and guest Pavitra has used the filler words and Over to you, sir. That's all.
Thank you again. Okay. Well, pretty much our counter is just this. There's always a scope for improvement, no matter how many times you've done it. The same role, you can always think of something out of the box. So I urge all the role players at any point in time, if you're going to do, just think that what more can I do apart from just the rule book? If you keep doing that, no, it'll just be nice. You will actually find yourself interesting in some point in time. And with that, I'd like to call my last role player, Toastmaster Nitya, for the role of grammarian. Well, I'm sure she has got something special for all of us.
I'll be sharing my grammarian report here. I hope it's visible to everyone. So the word of the day has been used only by TM Uma Natraj. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I did not see or hear anyone else using it. So a big round of applause for her. And going forward, this is a summary of all those things that I found in the meeting. So for the good words and good phrases from the keynote, I had a lot of things to note from Gayatri ma'am's keynote. Left to me, I think I would have probably written down the whole speech. She had a lot of great points. You can see all these points. So these were some of the points that really, captured my attention, especially the communication part where the simply, clearly, and crisply. I think that's something that all of us will take away at the end of the meeting. And from the prepared speech, I did find a few good usage of phrases again. And apart from that, in the table topics, I did find three different nice things from different speakers about help, and then about balance, and then the quote by a table topics queen, Uma ma'am. I think that's such a beautiful quote in the times we live in. And when it comes to the not so good usage, I would say there was just one thing that I could find where instead of wind up, in that particular context, wound up would have been a better fit, because we were talking, the whole context was in past tense. So it's just that. And some recommendations that we can follow are for us to use, try and use more a variety of words for whatever we speak. So words that have the same meaning, but it'll be appropriate. So that's something we can consciously try to employ in our future speeches. And we can also try to use the word of the day a lot more. So that's it from me for the grammarian report. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. And with that, I think it brings us to the end of my evaluation, as well as it brings us at the end of all the other role players part of the evaluation. I really am looking forward for us to just do that very small minor corrections like pointed out. And with this online thing, I really see that all the three role players of my team have have a record of a tally in the form of a presentation, which again saves a lot of time and is easy for us to observe. And that's very impressive. And with that, I think this is an amazing meeting from my end. Like I already told, I would rate it 4.2 in terms of quality, and I will always look forward that there's a scope of improvement, so that we can always keep doing something interesting. With that, let me hand over the control back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. We will definitely take note of all the points that you have put into us. And yes, we will be working for improvement. In every Toastmasters meeting, at the end, we do conduct the polls. It is a way of encouraging everyone. So here I'm going to launch today's poll. Today we don't have the best speaker because it is the only one speaker. So we are going to give the award anyway to Toastmaster Vikas. But in generally, if you have 2 or 3 prepared speech, we will have that poll also along with the best evaluators. So here is, I'm launching the poll, even the guests can vote. Let me give 5, maybe 30 seconds for everyone to vote. Is the voting visible? Yeah. I have 12 more people are there to vote. So please vote. Okay, thank you. I am ending the poll. So, so guess this was a slide demo or a slice of juice that in a slice of a fruit that we have given to you. This is how a general Toastmaster meeting takes place. So now I end the demo, and I'm going back to my role of being the MC, the presiding officer. So first of all, I would open up the meeting for a panel discussion. I will highlight the panelists. You can, our guests can unmute themselves and ask any questions that you have. We will be trying to help you out. If you're not able to help with this limited times, maybe it is already 9, so I will not take much time, maybe 10 minutes. If you have more questions, I have put in the numbers of Toastmaster Vikas, myself. You can contact us, and also Toastmaster Satya, who has reached out to all the guests. So we all are available. So you can post in, you can ask all your questions will be solved. So before I open it up for the panel session, I want a few guest feedback. And how do I take the guest feedback? So what I've decided is I want all the guests to unmute themselves one by one. Please give your name and also one word for the meeting. Whatever you feel, whatever was your feeling, just one word for the meeting. So let's begin with guest Srini. You can just start unmuting yourself. Just give your full name and a full name or half name, whatever you want, and just tell us one word for the meeting. Feedback. Any
Hello.
guest can.
Yes,
sir.
is that for me, ma'am? Couldn't hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay, sure. My name is Srinivas Keshavan. So one word for the session is inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Can we have any
Hello.
other guests?
Myself, Amit Kumar. This is excellent session.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Excellent and interesting. Very much interesting.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello. Thank you.
Any other guests? I think.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
I am Gautam Jha. It's good motivational speech, and I think this is good for our personal development and how to learn, how to motivate success of the journey of the life. So it's a good motivational and inspiration speech. So I am really very glad, Mr. Satya sir, Satyanarayan Panda sir, to add me in this conversation, and I learn very much. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Any other guests want to give their feedback?
Hello,
Any...
hello everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My name is Jayan Pawar, and although I just wanted to be participate in the speech, but there are a lot of noise in my end at my end, so I just don't want to disturb you all people. But the session was very good, excellent, and I also want to be a part of this Toastmaster. So I will definitely be in touch with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Yeah. We have one more person.
My name is Imran, and one word of the session is important. It's a very important topic that is very much required for the young generations. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. We would love all the guests. I would, just before, hold on. All the guests can come to this meeting as many times as can. Please do come. Don't think this is the only time you're invited. All the Toastmaster meetings are open for guests. So please do. I will be adding up you all in the, our guest group so that you can get information. And those who want to proceed for joining the club can contact Toastmaster Vikas. And please coming up for the. Please keep coming to the meeting so that you will learn wonderful things day by day. Yeah, I'm sorry, I interrupted someone. Who was the guest? Yeah. So
Hello.
Yeah, yes. So please go ahead, sir.
I'm Samvit Saurabh Mahapatra, and I can say it is really a wonderful meeting. Although I was quite nervous, so I could not take part in the table speaking, but I will try my best in next session that I will tell something, and I really got some skills from the today's session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Surely I will remember you for the next session to call you for the PT session. So thank
Hello,
you.
ma'am.
Hello, sir. Yes, yes. Hello, sir.
Yeah, I would
please
like
go
to
ahead.
thank you, my mentor Satyanarayan sir, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to get in the meeting. Thank you so much, sir, and thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi, I would like to say a few words. I hope I'm using the word right now properly. I felt more ecstatic and more valuable. While attending, I was overwhelmed initially, but right now I feel more confident. Probably I'll be joining even more sessions to, rectify my errors and learn a lot.
Thank
you
you
all for the
that.
great session.
Yeah, I would say it's not rectifying, learning together.
Learning.
We all are here to learn together. No one is up or down. Everyone is helping each other, holding hands. So yes, we would
Thanks.
love to help you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And now I would like to highlight the panelists so that you know now the stage is open. Sorry, I have a very bad rain here, heavy rains. So I'll be highlighting the panelists. I think yes. So you can ask question to anyone. It's not that you can anyone can unmute themselves and start pouring in your questions, and we will try our best to answer you. Anyone has any questions, on Toastmasters, your apprehensions, or you can even say that I am confused, I didn't understand anything, anything like that, whatever props in. We always believe in a philosophy. If everyone is silent, which means we have done our job very well. No questions asked, everyone is understood, or no one understood nothing. So how do I take that? So please, you can share your feedbacks or you can have your questions. Please start. Anyone? Maybe you can share your feedback also.
No, it's just me again. Just one feedback. So I've attended a lot of trainings, a lot of office meetings. Not for once I've not looked at my mobile for like continuous 2 hours. I think this is the first session I've done that. So very engaging session. I'm really looking forward to this to continue. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much, Srini sir. That actually was visible for us also, because we do see how participants work, and the way you were always glued, and I would say the eagerness to learn and see what is coming up to me. So I think that is one quality that I definitely learned from you. Thank you. Please do visit our club as often. Please do visit our club.
Oh, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other questions, feedbacks? If you have any questions that you are hesitant to ask or you want to ask again, you can contact to Toastmaster Satya who has called you, or to any other Toastmaster who has invited you, or if you also have Toastmaster Vikas and my number in the chat. So you can always contact us. We'll be more helpful, and I hope that you all have filled the guest celebration forms. So that will be helping us to contact you and keep you in our guest group. Okay, I think with no questions asked, any feedbacks from our members, Toastmasters? This is the first time we have successfully done an open house. I want to personally thank all the DTMs of the club, DTM Hemant Krishna, DTM Gayatri, and DTM Surya, also who propped up for the meeting. So thank you all leaders. Because of you, this has been worked. And I have one person, I will fail if I don't thank him. The most first person is Toastmaster Vikas Guleria, because it was his seed that has grown into the tree today. It was he who first told me, ma'am, I would like to have an open house. And then we all chipped in, and then this has become a beautiful tree. And once the tree is formed, we all know that we need a root, right? So for the new route, we had this committee which had DTM Hemant Krishna, Uma ma'am, Satya sir, Siddhi, Nitya, and Karthik. Without this core committee members, I don't think I would have been able to, actually bring this on the stage, this vision. So thank you all guidance committees and also for your time. And I would like to give special thanks to few members. First, Toastmaster Nitya for the wonderful poster works, all the posters you see, it was all done by her. Thank you for your PR activity, and Karthik for helping. You're a future VPR, so you're helping your peer. So thank you. Toastmaster Satya for being so proactive I think he brought maximum guests for the meeting, the way he went and communicated with various engineering colleges, various lecturers. Thank you for the extra efforts you have put in, sir. And I would definitely like to, I recommend, I would like to applaud Toastmaster Gayatri Ravindran, who just, in my one word, she said that, okay, I'm done. And the perfect delivery that she gave and not. So thank you, DTM Gayatri. If I have forgotten to thank someone, I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. But thank you all, and thank you for the amazing guests to be there. I know we have run, 10 minutes overshooted our meeting, but thank you for always being there. And also, I'm sorry, I want to acknowledge Toastmaster Rajeshwari Rapata, because she was nowhere involved in the meeting, but the moment I requested her to be in the meeting, and even without the prompt, she just perfectly did her, the sergeant at arms, regularly putting the meeting updates, the word of the day, warm, and that was really on the spot. Thank you for that, unconditional love that you always give me when I just need you. Thank you. With this, if there is any feedback from our team, from DTM Hemant or Vikas sir, I would like to hear from you because it was your dream child, right? Anything you want to share? Uma ma'am, please go ahead.
I just want to say thank you to all EXCOM members and the fellow club members. They have made this entire meeting a successful one. And I hope that our esteemed guests must have enjoyed and they had the taste of the Toastmaster meeting, what Toastmaster has told for them. And I encourage them to join the club, and you will find amazing people all around us. And you will learn as the way I have learned. I joined it 1.5 years back, but I have seen my growth, and I just want you people also to taste that success. Thank you very much.
Uma ma'am, do you want to add a word?
Yeah, definitely. It was a wonderful eye opener for everyone who were as guests here to know what is Toastmasters. And we had wonderful attendance too. And with the DTM Gayatri's inspiring speech of how before Toastmasters, after Toastmasters, and taking the opportunity, that is BT, AT, and OT. That was really wonderful. We were wondering what it was, and that was an inspiring speech indeed. So on the whole, whoever attended today would have got experience, a glimpse of what is Toastmasters about, and definitely it would have inspired them. I'm sure we are going to get more members who are going to join to ace their communication skills, and a warm welcome to each and everyone who are going to join as members or as guests. A hearty welcome to all of you, and kudos to all the members and everyone who made this open house a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think we all deserve a pat on our proverbial backs,
yes,
because
strong pat, huh?
we all did a really good job. I mean,
We all
considering
did a good job. Yeah, thank you. Okay, if it's all then I will declare the meeting 205 closed for Speak Magic Toastmasters Club, and good night and a happy weekend to all of you. Meet you all at the same time next week. Thank you very much.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Good night. Good night.